What's up, everybody? It's your boy Kid Smooth with another episode of the Let's Talk Games podcast. And today we do have a special guest. But before have him introduce himself, I am going to have E-Rock. Please introduce yourself, please.
Hey everybody, this is your boy E-Rock8150, the Don King of Xbox, and I want to give a shout out to Extreme Xbox Gamers on Facebook and YouTube, the new revolution in gaming that is powered by you, the Extreme Xbox Gamer.
And for our special guest, thank you for finally joining. It's great to have you here. Please let everyone know who you are. I'm pretty sure they all know by the name.
I appreciate you having me. I'm the Red Dragon, so I do YouTube a little bit and run VGN as well. Do a little news on the side.
Awesome.
Great. I was closing out my tabs. I had VGN open today too, just in case I started to lag out. I was closing down some sites. I was on VGN today just to see what you guys updated today. So great site, great job on the site. Starting to replace where I go for my video game news, honestly. So, and VGN is definitely one of the sites I'm on now. So, great job with that.
Appreciate it.
Now, man, it's been a crazy week. We just had GDC just happen, and we had PAX. I was over at PAX. So, what did you think? What was your impressions on GDC this year?
I mean, as far as like the big stories, I think VR really took over the spotlight, and everybody's really excited about Valve's headset that they've got with HTC. You've got Morpheus, who a lot of people walked away saying that it was a lot better than what it was the last time it had been seen. And then you had Microsoft going in a little bit more in depth, with their stuff that goes over most people's head because it's a developers conference. But overall, I thought it was a good show for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I think to me, I thought it was good. But when every time they have these conferences and we hear that Microsoft is going to be there or Sony showing this or Nintendo's doing this, we put E3 expectations on them. Do you agree?
I mean, I think some people do. I mean, I personally don't. It was a developers conference going in, so I mean, I've watched them for several years now, so they're not all glitz and glamour a lot of times. But I mean, there's some interesting tidbits all throughout, all the different shows that they did, and there was a lot of information out there. But yeah, I mean, I didn't expect seeing a lot of games or anything like that because it is for the developers, really.
Yeah, I knew a couple guys who were out there to and what they did was just got a lot of really some information on what they're going to be able to do with Windows 10, and I believe obviously being open up to like DirectX and whatnot. What do you think was like the most like beneficial or most important thing that we got out of GDC this year?
I don't know if it was just one thing in particular. I just think, it was good overall because you're seeing that a lot of people in the tech field are really excited about what's just over the horizon. You don't have many periods where there are so many people from different industries, from, people who you think are normally rivals, kind of all coming together and saying, hey, this is a really exciting time for gaming that we're about to enter into. So whether you're on PC or consoles or whatever, I think it's good news.
Yeah, it was pretty great. What about you, E-Rock? What you get out of the GDC?
Well, I was excited to hear about Windows 10 integration with Xbox. I was excited to hear about Xbox One and PC crossplay, and any chance to get any news on Fable Legends is exciting for me. I knew it wasn't going to be E3 caliber, that type of show, but for what it was, it was very interesting. I'm really excited about the approach that Microsoft is taking by actually merging their PC brand with the Xbox brand. Xbox is just not, as another YouTuber said earlier, Xbox is just not a console; it's a brand. So it was good to see all the things that Phil Spencer talked about at the GDC. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, hopefully, we start to get some more information. I was actually expecting or hoping, I guess, to hear more about DirectX and hearing more about what exactly is Windows 10 going to be doing on the Xbox One. I still got this cloud. Like, okay, are they going to announce Steam just yet? Like, I don't know. It's like I guess expecting I guess something like that.
Yeah, I think all your Xbox stuff is going to be at E3. I mean, that's the show. And Microsoft has said that they're going to try something a little bit different this year. I don't know what that means. But as far as what they've been saying about DirectX, I mean, they've pretty much been saying the same thing from the get-go. They keep on referencing, and then they did through GDC too, kept on saying, this is what it's going to do for Windows 10 devices. And so, instead of trying to pinpoint this one and saying, hey, it's going to do this for this and this for that, they've just kind of broadly stated that this is what it's going to do for Windows 10 devices, and it's going to bring everything together, and it's going to help. So, as far as seeing a game and saying, hey, with DirectX 12, this game ran like this on Xbox One, and now it runs like this, I don't think you're ever going to see that, because something I've been saying from the beginning, because I'm just repeating what developers and everybody else is saying, is that they've said that in order to get the benefits from this, you have to build a game up using this. You have to build a game with DirectX 12. So when people are wanting, all these numbers and everything else and knowing exactly what it's going to do, how can you compare a game that's built from the ground up to use something, comparing it to something that wasn't built to use it? So, I mean, we may see a small, very small beneficial, and I've said this before, with games on Xbox One as far as performance-wise, but the graphics and everything aren't going to change. You're not going to see more particles on screen because that game's already been coded. I mean, even games that came out with the Xbox One, as just looking at resolution, because we don't have those types of options on the console, those things have to be patched in. Anything that changes with the game actually has to be patched on the console. But whenever you start having these games that come up from the ground level, I really do believe that you are going to see a lot better stuff happening on screen than what we're currently seeing. I think you're going to be able to have more things happening, more particle effects or whatever. I just think it's going to look better. And they showed off, one of the RTS games they were working on, and they had this map, and they claimed that there were like thousands of units that were firing all at one time. So, like, I'm a big RTS fan, and every game that I've played on the consoles, as far as the big RTS games that I like End War, and I played a little bit of Ruse, but all those were very, very limited. Like, you couldn't have very many units out on the field, you couldn't have very many players, just because, of what it was. So, like, I'm looking forward to it. I don't believe for a second that it's not going to help Xbox One. I know there's a lot of people who say it's not going to help. They say that Phil Spencer said it's not going to do anything. I don't believe that Microsoft is going to say that it's going to help every Windows 10 device. It's going to help your phone. It's going to help your tablet. It's going to help your PC. Oh, but your gaming console? Yeah, it's not going to do anything for that. That makes no sense whatsoever. And if you go back and you actually watch some of the videos from 2014's GDC, there are parts, like there's one section where they mention that one thing that is newer on DirectX 12 that's going to come to the PC that's not on the Xbox, it's newer than the Xbox, and they mention like these bundles and how they'll work, but they also talk about it coming back to Xbox. So there's still features that are left to be unlocked inside the Xbox, and that's out there. It's been stated by developers. So, I mean, I'm not that concerned about it, but at the same time, just like I've been saying, don't expect to turn on your Xbox the day it comes out and expect to see Avatar. That's just not going to happen. And I think I've been talking for a really long time.
Oh, no, that's fine. That's fine. Red Dragon, let me tell you this. If anybody was going to drop a 15-minute video and expect me to sit there and watch the whole thing, it would be you.
I appreciate it.
But speaking of the things that people were saying, like, oh, we don't think DirectX is going to help Xbox. Or, everybody say, oh, DirectX 12 is out. Now we're going to see games immediately. Now, the thing about DirectX, and and it being like with these APIs and whatnot, when it comes to multi-platform games and developers, third-party studios to get their hands on this and of DirectX 12 and they start working with it, are they really going to take advantage of it, or is this parity clause going to be kind of this thing where it's like, okay, well, I could use it, but I'm not going to be able to get this across the board on all the other platforms that I'm working on, so I'd rather not use it. Like,
I mean, I think one of the big selling points isn't necessarily with DirectX with the upgrade, like being able to produce higher stuff or whatever. I think one of the things or one of the selling points that Microsoft's trying to push is that, hey, you build it for Windows 10, you have this, and you can distribute your game on tablets and phones and PCs and Xboxes, and so you're opening yourself up to billions of potential customers. So I think that's their selling point. As far as people using it, yeah, it's going to get used. It's going to get used a lot. A lot of people are going to be using DirectX 12 because it's already built in to a lot of engines like Unreal and Unity, and you've got Frostbite talking about using it. So you've got all these engines that are just going to be taking advantage of some of the things that some of the feature sets that it's capable of. How far they'll go, because I don't know anything about development. I'm not going to pretend like I do, but that there are certain things that like first-party games do to spend extra time in order to make it look outstanding. Just look at PS4 first-party games and how great they look. And you've seen great first-party games from Microsoft too that look great. So whenever you do have the first-party devs, they're going to spend a lot more time to make sure they're getting all that extra juice out. But as far as just using DirectX 12, I think we're going to see it in a lot of games, and a lot of games are going to take advantage of it.
Okay. All right. And the thing is, with this whole movement of like Windows 10 and Microsoft wanting to unify everything, everything be one, like whether tablet, phone, everything's going to be like one store. And now a lot of people are like, okay, well, now Xbox is going to lose a lot of its exclusive to the PC. Do you feel that's the case, or is there like some sort of, I mean, that may be the for the Xbox side, but there's a pro somewhere. How would you look at it?
Well, the pro for Xbox, for anybody who's worried about them coming together, is, I mean, you're going to get a ton more games on your Xbox that are on PC. So, I mean,
Thank you.
PC has tons more exclusives than consoles do. So, it's only beneficial to the console players. As far as giving up a few games here and there, I mean, are you going to stop playing your console just because the game is on the PC? Some people might. People who are PC players. I've got a PC. I play PC games, but I prefer my console. Just because a game's on PC doesn't mean I'm going to stop playing my console. So I think, it's an extra set of features. It's something else that it can do on top of what it was doing. So I don't see how, it's really a negative unless you just, you really don't care anything about consoles, and the only reason you have them is for the exclusives, and if you can play that on your PC, then you would rather play it there. But other than that, I don't think it's going to affect a whole lot of people. I don't think it would, kill the Xbox One like some people are saying it will.
Yeah, me neither. And that was the one thing that I kept in mind here, was everybody's like, oh my God, they're just going to give PC all of our games. And I'm like, well, you're looking at this as one thing. You got to think about Windows 10. A lot of this stuff is going to be exclusive to Windows 10. Everybody's going to have Windows 10. And obviously the Xbox will also have some sort of Windows 10 in it as well. Now, and the first thing I looked at the whole thing. Okay, so they're going to get like Fable. They're obviously going to get games because if they want to incorporate these cross-play games. But the thing is, I immediately went to the holy crap. They're talking about like this game Elite Dangerous was ported to the Xbox One in 24 hours. I got to try that at PAX. I'm like, wait a minute. This is going to allow a whole lot of those games that are on the PC to go over to the Xbox One if they did that, So I'm like, okay, so maybe it's not too much of a bad thing, I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, just kind of opened my eyes a little bit. But
yeah, I'm not going to be stingy and selfish. Like, I don't want anybody else to play these games. Like, screw that. Give me as many games on my console as I can. So if that means that I'm going to get a ton of PC games and PC games get a few Xbox games, more power to them. I'll take it. You know, that's not gonna keep me off my console just because they're on PC. Even though, you know, I'll jump on PC sometimes, but I'd rather stick to my console because I like my TV, I like my couch, and I don't really mess with the keyboard and mouse much on the couch.
And in Iraq, what are your thoughts on this? I'm pretty sure you heard a lot about this, and you've seen a lot of this stuff in the Facebook groups that we're in.
I mean, you know, you've always heard the, oh man, you guys are losing your exclusives to PC, and you know, you heard PlayStation guys, who some of them are cool, you know, a lot of them are really cool. We know a couple of them, and the majority of them can be jackasses. But you know, you hear, oh, you guys are losing your exclusives to PCs, man. It's over for it. Xbox done. And it's like, you guys don't get it. The PC is Microsoft's other platform, and them trying to get PC gamers interested in Xbox games is not a bad thing. That's a good thing. You might have a guy out there that's got a PC and he's checking out, say, Rise, Son of Rome, and say, oh man, this is pretty good. But you know what, man? I would have really have loved to check out Forza Horizon 2. Well, that's not coming to the PC, so maybe Rise, Son of Rome entices this guy, this PC guy, to go out and buy an Xbox One to complete his Xbox brand experience, which now includes Windows 10, which now includes DirectX 12, which now includes the PC and the Xbox One. I mean, are you beginning to understand it? I mean, I've been seeing several PC gaming only YouTube sites that have been showing these games called MOBAs, these massively online battle games. And one game that had my attention months ago was this game called Smite, where you get to pick a character from any mythology: Greek mythology, Norse mythology, Egyptian mythology. You could be Thor battling Zeus. Well, that's now a PC game that's coming to the Xbox One. So can you imagine, like Red Dragon said, the floodgates just being open now of more games coming in? It's a good exchange. I think it's a good thing. I don't think it's the end of the world. And, you know, it's just another good thing that Xbox has that people are going to bitch about. And it is what it is, man.
You were talking about Elite Dangerous. Like, I'll give you the flip side of that. So Elite Dangerous was a game that's only on PC, and I actually got into the beta. One of the developers was nice enough to hook me up with a key, but I honestly barely touched it, and I felt really bad because it was like, I think $70 or $80 to get into it at one point. But I just could not get into it on the PC. But that is a game that I want to get into. It's a game that I want to play, but I'd feel so much better playing it on my console.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the game looks good, but the thing is, honestly, it sounds the concept of a game like Elite Dangerous, it sounds great. But when the developer was telling me, like, you know, for you to explore every part of the game, it could take you 27 years, like real years. I was like, ugh. You know, I was like, my attention span is not that long. That's a whole lot of exploration, you know. But they kind of have a way of what they're doing with, like, between players, because I guess you're barely going to find a player in, I guess, in the same spot or the same universe, but you can, once you unlock or discover an area, you can share it with other gamers for them to explore. But it's very, very, very ambitious, and the fact that they were able to port it in 24 hours is crazy. But I'm interested to see how it would play on consoles. I mean, they had, like, the setups with the controls, like I want to say, like a flight simulator controller that they were playing. They were using either that mouse and keyboard, and then a majority of the people were playing with, like, flight simulators from what I seen when they had it set up. But
yeah, there's so many buttons to that. That's why I didn't get into it. I've got a good friend, Large Farva, and he's really into it. And I would love for them to do cross-play with that, and us get to play together, and he'd be on PC and me on console. But yeah, I mean, he'll tell you that it's complicated even for him, and he plays PC all the time. So I'd much rather use a controller and just go with it like that.
okay.
But you can pretty much play it however you want. You know, you can go out and attack people, or you can go mine or whatever else. So it's pretty much you do you make your own story or play it how you want to, which I think is kind of interesting. And I think the graphics look awesome, especially when you're doing like warp speed and stuff.
Yeah. And now you had a video that kind of like I watched it and I was like, oh wow, you know, it didn't hit me. Like I was kind of, I want to say, can I say I was ignorant to it? But it really hit me. I was like, oh crap, you know what? He's kind of right. And it was in regards to paying for online play. You know, another thing with the announcement with Windows 10 is that Windows 10 and, you know, your tablet, everything Windows will get, you know, Xbox Live at no additional cost. Obviously, those who are playing on the Xbox console, you know, they're paying for the yearly or monthly Xbox Live subscription. And do you think that we'll see a day where Microsoft and Xbox decide to drop the paywall to play online, or will they come up with some sort of solution where we get to play online without an additional cost? Or
I think they would be smart if they did. I mean, they definitely don't. I mean, it's not like they're hurting for money or something. And like I said in the video, it just, you don't pay to do that on any other device. You buy a game on PC or tablets or phones, you buy it, you have access to it. You don't have to go through another party and ask them and pay them to then play the game that you've already bought. And you've already paid for the servers. The servers are built into the cost of the game itself. And there's charts out there that'll show you how, whenever a game is sold, out of that $60, how much goes to what. And so any game that's going to take advantage of the servers, which not all games even take advantage of it, but those games are going to have that built in there. So you're not paying for any servers. You're just paying for access. You know, EA and Activision, they're not making you pay extra to play Battlefield or Call of Duty online. It's Microsoft and Sony who are making you go through an extra hoop in order to enjoy the game that you've already paid $60 for. I don't necessarily think that they should do away with Xbox Live or PlayStation Plus platform. You know, Xbox Live, I'd still pay for it if you did stuff like they're doing right now, where they're giving you, you know, access to free games for a little bit. Like we just got Dragon Age Inquisition. That was a game I didn't try, but now I tried it. I kind of knew going into it wasn't probably a game that I would buy, and sure enough, it wasn't. But at least I got to try it without having to actually do anything with it. So you could do that, and the free games, the discounts, all that. But regardless of what you offer, multiplayer should be free because you've already bought it.
yeah, and I couldn't agree more. Like and the thing is, it was like, you know, I didn't think about it. I really didn't think about it. Like, you know, you buy the console, you know, which should, you know, once you buy the console, you should automatically have whatever the console can do, you should have access to. And then you buy the games. You know, if the game offers multiplayer, you should have access to that as well. And then, so the thing is, it's like I think even they don't have to, like, I don't say break down the paywall, but like I think put more value into Xbox Live. I was like, okay, if you still want me to pay $40 or $50 or however much they're gonna decide to charge for it, all right, I want to pay for something else other than online gameplay. You know, you can't have. They took down the paywall for like Netflix and stuff like that, which was only right for them to do that, because that was we were being like robbed. You know, for like 6-7 years on that one, and I just feel like
It's
they
really
need
no different with this one. We've been robbed for like 12 years.
Yeah, and we have, you know, like I can understand, like I guess if we're paying for free game with the games with gold and the discount, that service, I understand. All right, drop the price of Xbox Live to probably like $30 or $40, and
I think
you know,
they just do that.
yeah, but is that promotional? I don't know if it's permanent. If it's permanent, kudos. But I don't know if it was promotional. Like,
I think it was where they were at least testing it out, but I think they should drop it. Yeah, Amazon right now, I just pulled it up. It's like 45 there.
Okay. Yeah, and so I think you bought a PS4. I think me and you bought a PS4 around the same time. Is that correct? You have a PS4, correct?
Yeah, I think I ordered it in early January.
Yeah, okay. I've bought mine. I believe it was sometime in. Was it January no, no, no. All right, hey, never mind. So I bought mine's first week of
February.
February. Yeah. Oh wow, you remember, you rock. Wow. Yeah, I bought mine the first week of February, and I was like I said, it was one game I had to play. And like I said, I was gonna it was the order. I bought mine primarily because I wanted to play the order. Um, Played it, beat it, and now I haven't touched my PlayStation 4 since then.
You got bot.
Now, no, I mean this is not like the thing is. My question is like to you, Dragon, is that you had it for almost 3 months now, or exactly like 3 months now. How do you like it? Like, do you feel like you're getting like what everybody's been trying to sell you on, or?
Well, I've played. I got a few of the PlayStation Plus games, and then I tried PlayStation Now, and then I got The Order, and then I got Drive Club in as well. So I played a few games on it, and then what was that? First Light. I played that too.
Oh yeah,
So
Infamous. Like,
I'm sorry.
no, Infamous First Light. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I've played a few games on it, but I said from the very get-go, the one reason why I was a little slow about getting one was because of the exclusives, because I wanted some more exclusives to play that I can, I need the PlayStation 4 to only play these games because I can only get them there. And I jumped on the deal because I got a really good deal. I felt I got one for like $245. So that's the main reason I jumped in. I didn't jump in just because of the order, but it did happen around the same time period. But right now I'm waiting for the same thing that I was waiting on from the get-go, and that's more exclusives to come out. I know we've got Bloodborne coming around the corner, and a lot of people are excited about that. I'll be honest with you, I've never played, what is that, Dark Souls?
Yeah, that's coming out. They're remaking Dark Souls 2 for PS4 and Xbox. That's dropping, I believe, at the end of this month or early next month.
Yeah, see, I've never even played those. Just because the gameplay, sometimes you can just look at games and just tell that's not really your style that you're really into. But I'm still going to try it out. But I was really looking forward to the Uncharted, so I was disappointed that got delayed. But I'm hoping that they're going to come out at E3 with a big show and focus on the games. I know that they're going to talk about Morpheus that's already been discussed. And I know they're going to talk about some other things, but I hope they have a big show for exclusives that are coming out this year. And I think they will. They've got to have some, hidden around that they're going to show out because of Uncharted being pushed back. They've got to have something to fill in that spot.
Yeah, I don't know, man. The thing is, Bloodborne looks really good, but I don't know if I can. I don't know, man. I'm not. I didn't hear the greatest stuff about Souls games. Like, I think Dark Souls is like more like cult games. You have to be interested into that stuff.
Yeah,
And
that's
that's
why
why I
I'm
don't
not
know.
really into it. But and the gameplay, it just, it doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't jump out at me. But neither did Sunset Overdrive, and a lot of people love that. And I just couldn't get into the gameplay on that one either. There's some games you just look at and it's just like not your style for whatever reason. It could be a good game or bad game. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying it's not for me.
Yeah, like Sunset Overdrive, I did enjoy it. The thing is, because I'm a big fan of, let's say, I mean, I like open world games. I like platformers. I like the goofy, like, let's just get up and go. What can I do? What can I destroy? What can I fight? I mean, I need that immediate action. That's why during like my PlayStation 2 days, like I was just a big fan of like Ratchet and Clank and
They're doing another one of those, aren't they?
yeah, they're remaking it. So I think that's honestly the next game I'm looking forward to on the PlayStation. We got Ratchet and Clank, Jack and Daxter, and all of them. During the Xbox 360 days, we had Crackdown and a few other games, more like fantasy games like Cameo and stuff like that. So Sunset Overdrive was kind of that. Okay, it's not a GTA clone. It's just kind of like, all right, let's go. It's more of like a fun, lighthearted Dead Rising with a lot of power-ups and some
Mhm.
cool weapons. But like I said, I enjoyed my time with it, and every now and then I still go back and play it. I think I got probably a few more side quests that's still available. I'm pretty sure they dropped the DLC that I haven't downloaded yet. But I thought it was cool. But I think right now, for like the PlayStation, there's just is it has they have a lot of games, but they don't have that something that says I need a PlayStation today, you know. Um, and The Order was supposed to be that game for me, and in most cases, I did enjoy my playthrough with it. But the only thing about The Order that like any other good game, but with The Order, what makes it doesn't help it is that I can't go and do a second playthrough. And I can't do a second playthrough because the gameplay was fun when it lasted. It's just not often, and I don't want to rewatch all those cutscenes. I just want to go and play. I already know the story now. I just want to go play,
Right.
and I don't have the patience, honestly, to do it again. So that's the only reason why I just haven't felt the need to jump back on it.
Yeah, I couldn't see playing that again.
Wow, that's a ringing endorsement ready at dawn. So better luck next time. God, jeez.
And
I mean,
and E-Rock, so
go ahead.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
What were you saying?
No. I thought no. Go ahead. Go ahead and talk. I thought I was going to ask you a question, but I forgot. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead and ask your question, because I think I got your answer.
No, I literally forgot the question. That's
You,
why.
you were about to ask me why I don't have a PS4 yet.
Oh yeah, sure. We can use that as a question.
Okay. I mean, me personally, I'm waiting. Like I said in a past video of mine, I've always had every PlayStation since PlayStation 1, man. Summer 1996, I ran out and bought my PlayStation, and that fall, I think Crash Bandicoot came out, and I was a huge PlayStation head, man, and I had PlayStation 2, and what killed me on the PlayStation experience, and this is going to lead up to why I don't have a PS4 yet. What killed me on the PlayStation experience was the PlayStation 3. It was spring 2008. I had a spare $400 laying around, and I bought the PS3 the fat version, for $400, and it came with Spider-Man on Blu-ray. So in two fell swoops, I had my PS3 and I was starting my Blu-ray collection, because Sony was always forward thinking on the new technology. And Blu-ray at that time had just beaten HD DVD, so I figured, man, if you're a journalist and you're a gamer, you got to have both consoles. I've always had the PlayStation 1 and the Dreamcast, the OG Xbox and the PS2, the Xbox 360 and the PS3. Had my PS3 for about 6 years, and in that 6 years, there were some great games that I enjoyed. The God of War demo, Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots, I think it was called. What the hell was that game? Damn it, Heavenly Sword. I enjoyed Little Big Planet, the first one that came out back in fall of 2008. Had to try Killzone 2. That game was announced and hyped in E3 2005. Didn't get my hands on it, none of us, until winter 2009. Had to get Gran Turismo 5. That game was announced at, once again, E3 2005. We didn't get our hands on it until December 2010. So you're seeing a theme going on here that applies to today, Red Dragon. A lot of my PlayStation 3 experience was waiting for these games to come out. And when they came out, some of them, oh yeah, how could I leave out Uncharted 2? Uncharted 2 was magnificent. Waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And on my other console, the 360, just every year, Microsoft made sure they had something. They made sure it got out on time, and they made sure that it wowed you. So we get to November 2013, and PS4 is dropping, and I'm hearing everybody tell me about how great it's going to be, and Xbox One's going to suck. They're forcing DRM on us, man. It's anarchy. It's the end of the world. And I didn't listen to any of it. This is me personally. Me personally. My PS3 experience, I'm not saying it soured me on Sony, but I began to watch Sony, the PlayStation brand, erode during those 6 years that I had that console. I already knew that Microsoft was going to bring it. I already knew after their E3 2013 show, when all of that foolishness about DRM was going on, they showed their games. The games is why I buy a console. And when I saw what Sony was offering, they had the guy coming out, this is how you share PlayStation. It was a dog and pony show. Cool, understood. But, I know a few people that have a PlayStation 4, and they're waiting. And they waited for, what's this game? The Order 1886. This was your biggest game other than Uncharted for 2015. And it came, it went, it got lackluster reviews, it was forgotten about, and now Uncharted 4 has been delayed. So why again should I take my $400 to GameStop or Best Buy or Walmart and get a PS4? I mean, you can hear the crickets out here in Southwest Philadelphia, but why again should I take my $400 and get a PS4? I'll tell you why. God of War. Where is God of War? Sony, you got to do something.
Here's what I disagree. The thing is that I don't mind new IPs. I don't want to keep repeats of the same games. Oh, I'm waiting for the next God of War. I'm waiting for the next Uncharted. No, show me something new that's going to catch my eye. When the Xbox, what got me, when my transition from like the PS2 and GameCube, I immediately looked over to the Xbox 360 when it was first announced, because not only because I was like, okay, I need to experience online gameplay. I know we all know Halo's coming, but there was got to be something else. And what solidified that I'm getting an Xbox 360 day one is when they showed a new IP called Gears of War. And I was like, okay, it's on. and since then it's been me. It's been. The Xbox has been my favorite platform. Now, Red Dragon, I don't know if you'll agree with this, but this generation, after I had the Xbox, after having the Xbox One for over a year or so, and then having the PS4, I really told myself, and I told everybody else, this generation, this time around, right now, you don't really need to have multiple consoles. If you already have a PS4 and you built up your library and whatnot, and you're kind of comfortable with that console, you don't need an Xbox. And if you have an Xbox One, you build up your library and you're comfortable with that, you don't need a PS4. And I'm only witnessing it now because I know my friend Rise and Grind, we and Darian, we have both consoles, but the thing is, we're on one a lot more than we are on the other one. And the
Which
thing
one?
is, we're on the Xbox. If I turn on my Xbox right now, I'm going to see Darian, I'm going to see Rise and Grind, I'm going to see a lot of people I know from the Wii game here, except for those who don't have the Xbox. But the thing is that these machines have a lot of similarities. Just it depends which one you prefer. The PlayStation 4 does do something simpler than what the Xbox do, but I feel like the Xbox just have something in my comfort zone, whether it be the games, the apps, and the features of the console. But the thing is, they don't offer enough to different. The Xbox One has some unique things, obviously, that only the Xbox can do, but after having the PlayStation 4, I was like, okay, I really didn't need it right now. I had no serious rush to get it because I'm not missing anything. And I want to know, how did you feel like, you're used to your Xbox, you know what your Xbox can do, you've played around with the PlayStation, I'm pretty sure you got an idea what the PlayStation can do. Do you feel like you were missing anything?
No, I mean, I feel the same way. You don't, and I've said this before, you don't need both of them. You don't need an Xbox One. It's not a must-have system, I don't think. Neither is the PS4. But if you want a gaming system, I think both are solid gaming systems. They both have good games. You were talking about the PS4 earlier. I think it's got a solid controller. That was one of the things I was really concerned about, because with the PS3, I didn't like how light the last one was. So, I mean, I think it's a solid system. It just I'm looking for the exclusives for that one because, like you said, I've got, and it's a little unfair because since I did start out on Xbox, I do have a lot more games on Xbox, and I have spent more time on there. So, of course, you're going to feel more comfortable. But I don't want to let that, keep me from enjoying the PlayStation because
Yeah.
I definitely have. I don't regret buying it. It's just I know I'm going to use it. It's just it's not getting as much use right now as I would like for it to. But I think that will change.
Yeah, and I want to do the same. I want to do the same thing. That's why I was like, all right, I'm going to. I'm like the order is my game, but now obviously I'm only going to do it for like single player experiences and then exclusive to the platform because honestly, the Xbox One for me is just more of a social platform. Everybody can reach me on the Xbox. It's like I already know who's going to be on and what games they're playing. PlayStation, obviously, I haven't had time to grow there, so I games like Call of Duty and Battlefield and stuff like that I won't get on the PlayStation, but I will get. Honestly, I would get a game like Metal Gear on the PlayStation or the next Assassin's Creed or something if I decide to buy that on the PlayStation because I think it would better suit um, that console. But as far as like what I wanted to say something I can't think of it right now. But as far as like the like using the PlayStation, like I said, I do enjoy it. I'm looking for. That's why I can't wait to see what they announce, whether it be at E3. I'm sure they got some cool indies. I've really started leaning towards some of the indie titles because I feel like a lot of indie developers has been they're the more ambitious ones. They kind of have I have nothing to lose mentality, so they're able to experiment a lot more with their games, and their games turn out to be better. Honestly, so I don't know when Rhyme comes out, but I'm interested in that. Not really into baseball like that, at least to play the video game, so I'm not really into the MLB the show. So I don't know. I mean, I want to turn this thing on. I have to turn it on soon. I gotta renew my PlayStation subscription, but I don't know if I'll renew it if I don't have another game to play
And that
anytime
and
soon.
that's what's baffling. The dude paid $400 for his PS4 or whatever he paid for it, and he doesn't know when he's going to turn it on again. I turn on my Xbox One like every day. Well, for one thing, I'm running the HDMI. I'm running I have how do I have Verizon Files, which is excellent. So I'm just running that right through the HDMI. I turn this damn thing on every day. I couldn't imagine. I just can't. I just can't fathom like there's 20 million of you out there that bought this console. And I know a lot of that number is over in Europe where FIFA is huge. Europe is always PlayStation country. Just you have to deal with that. But I just don't. PlayStation. Listen, I understand you guys. You throw it out there with the Order 1886. You're trying some new stuff with Bloodborne, and that's great. Like look at Microsoft. They tried something new with Sunset Overdrive and Raj Center Room. They have that cachet. They can do that because at the end of the day, Microsoft knows Forza's coming. They know Halo's coming. They know Gears of War is coming. Sony, listen, this whole generational battle. I said it before I started my little tiny YouTube channel. I said it on my webpage a long time ago. This generation is not about multiplats. And I know you gamers want to change it to that, but no, it's not. It's always going to be about exclusives. Those exclusives, Sony, God of War, and Gran Turismo, and Uncharted, that is your Avengers. That is your Batman versus Superman. That is your Justice League. You have got to get those games out
Well,
because
didn't they?
Microsoft is coming out with Halo. I know a lot of fans say, "Oh, Microsoft, they bleed Halo dry." That's their Harry Potter, dude. Every 2 years, you're going to see a Halo. So, I mean, three studios, they've already committed to that. It's going to be another Halo trilogy. So, and we already know that Black Tusk Studios we don't know how much completion they've done on the next Gears of War, but those games are coming. And you better believe they're coming when? The holidays. So, I mean, it is what it is, man.
Well, I mean, during the PlayStation event, they did mention, I don't think they were at a showing, but I know one of the developers, I'm pretty sure, tweeted out that the God of War was in development or coming or
Good,
something like that.
good,
And I think I've heard something about Gran Turismo too,
good.
A remake, or is it going to be like
like a new one.
a new one, another Grand? All right. I mean, I'm sorry, I find Gran Turismo so boring. But no, anything would be. But I'm still waiting for the free version of Drive Club. Um, and believe it or not, as many times as I trashed the game, I was interested in playing, but I told people in the video that they took so wrong that I'm not buying Drive Club until they fix it. It's probably fixed now, but I think they should still come up and give people what they promised, and that was the free version, unless they use that as a bluff just to get people excited. But
Yeah, I've got a video coming up I'm going to do on that. Going to go all through from the very get-go, from whenever they first announced it, and all the things that were said about it, because I'm really surprised at how many people are willing to say, does it really matter at this point? Or, just forget about it, just buy the game, all these things that you hear, and it's like, how can you let a company say that to you and then not follow through? I think they will follow through, but I think there should be a lot more hell raised about it as well, because that was one of the advertisements that they put out there to sell consoles from the very get-go. They said this is going to be part of the deal. You're going to get this game and get to experience it and everything else. And then they turn around and it's like, well, we can't get the servers to work on the free version, but if you want to buy it, then you can play it. So if you're gonna still sell me the game, then it's not that broken, or if it is, then you're really shady. And now that you've got something going on, something should be released, or something should be come out to state clearly what's going to happen, whether it's a PlayStation Plus free game 1 month, or whether they just put it out there, turn off the servers, make you play offline, and at least you get to still enjoy the game, and you're still delivering something. But to get away scot-free, I think, is a little ridiculous.
Hey,
I
Red.
think if it was Microsoft doing it, you would be hearing videos every week saying, here we are, day 100, and still no sign of this game that we were promised from the very get-go.
Hey, Red Dragon. You want to talk about all of this foolishness? How much time you got, buddy? Because we could be here for another 3 hours talking about that. Nobody is ever. I've been watching this 2 years, almost 2 years now. Nobody ever calls Sony out on their bullshit. It's one of the reasons why me personally, I got tired of them. Like, I was listening to Blackie Lebowski earlier. I enjoy his video. Shout out to him. And you know what? He may sound like an angry fanboy to some of you, but he's been saying this stuff for a while now. I mean, even Zaire, they've been saying this stuff for a while now. I mean, Sony doesn't give you guys the free version of Drive Club. It's okay. We'll give them a free pass. The Order 1886, you guys hyped that up to hell like it was the second coming. You hyped it up like it was the Van Halen reunion. And I was at the Van Halen reunion. And the Order 1886 wasn't that. You guys hyped that up. And then when it wasn't what it was hyped up to be, oh, well, I still enjoy it. And I don't have time for games that are longer than 5 hours. And it just seems like no matter what Sony does, it's okay. A kid gets milked out of $600 or $700. That gets swept under the rug. But if Microsoft trips over a kitten, or if they spill a hot can of noodles for somebody, oh my God! You see, this is why we hate Microsoft. I cannot figure out the stupidity to save my life of why this company, they gave you, whether you like it or not, DLC. They extended your games, because back when I was a kid, you paid $34 or $60 for your games, and that was it. Microsoft gave you DLC, hard drives, online. They gave you all of these things. Yeah, they charged you for Xbox Live. They charged you for a stable service where you didn't have to worry about your identity getting stolen. Microsoft gave us all of this stuff, and all we hear every other year is, oh, we hate Microsoft. We hate Microsoft. Sony flat out lies to you about stuff, lies to you, and you give them a free pass. What? Why? What? Because of some loyalty? Because because me, Erock 8150, in my 20s, I had PlayStation 1, and I loved that console. Dude, it's like an ex-girlfriend. I loved the shit out of you back in the 90s. But now, I found a hotter chick. You understand what I'm saying? Guys, just stop letting this company off the hook. Call them on their stuff like you called Microsoft out on DRM 2 years ago or a year and a half ago, whatever it was. Just call them out on their nonsense. You guys should have had that free edition of Drive Club a while ago. What's the holdup? That's all. That's it. I had to get that rant out there, Kid Smooth.
That's all right. That's all right. So another thing I wanted to talk about was right after GDC, or right in the middle of like GDC, we had PAX. I attended PAX East in Boston. It was me and my man Wood from Tick Podcast, or you guys may know him as Straight Murder, or I can't pronounce his new name, Kal-El, his new gamer tag. But we were there. We had a blast. The food was gross, but the games are good. The games that I seen, like I told E-Rock in a phone call, and I shared on Twitter that Fable Legends, in terms of visuals, looks better than Rise, and it looks better than E-Order 1886. And the thing is, and I'm saying this because when I walk by and they got the games on the screen and whatnot, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? And the thing is, I was like, it looks familiar, but like, damn, this looks like really good. And I noticed, and it was like, oh shit, I'm in the Xbox section, and I look, and then I seen the familiar characters from like the E3 trailer, and the thing is, it looked better than what we saw at E3. That's the thing that had me bugged out. And I'm like, holy crap, this is Fable. And I'm like, wow, this looks really good. Like it's just like, I don't know if you see like the videos on like YouTube or something like, or whatever you see, because I think those clips that they've been showing has literally been from the stuff that they've been showing at, like, I think E3 and Gamescom and whatnot. What I saw last weekend at PAX, I was just like, I can't wait, and this is going to be a free to play. And I was like, I can't wait to see what this is gonna look like on my TV, you know, because these weren't no crazy TVs that they were using. They were regular. They weren't 4K TVs. They were just regular, maybe LED TVs. It was running on an actual Xbox One. And I'm like, oh my god. So it's like, believe me when I say it, this wasn't like no hype thing. It's just that I'm just checking out every game as it was there. I just wanted to play and see any game I can get onto, so I can just tell people, oh my god, this game looks good, or this game looks like crap. And Fable Legends was, I didn't spend a lot of time in the PC area, but Fable Legends was the best game I've seen running live there. Wow. Definitely, hands down. When I say it looked better than Rise, immediately, oh crap, this looks better. It's not on par with Rise. It looks better than Rise. Wow. And it's always an argument whether which game looks better, the Rise or the Order. It's just that the color patterns, I think Rise obviously looks better than a little bit better than the Order, because the game you got to see the game in multiple different environments and colors, and it kind of showed off its visuals, whereas the Order stayed kind of that looks good, but it stayed that starky gray look that it didn't have enough versatility, and obviously Fable Legends is full of colors and full of detail. It just looked amazing. I don't know how to describe it, for lack of better terms. It just looked amazing.
Here's what concerns me, and this, I haven't played it. I haven't even really watched that many game clips of it. But the same thing happens with a lot of these games. Same thing happened with Rise, The Order, and I've heard a lot of people say what you just said about Fable Legends being one of the best looking games out there that they've seen. But that's all I've heard about is the graphics. Is it any fun? And, you know, those are the things. You never did hear much about the gameplay, about the Order. The same thing kind of with Rise. And these games that look great, that's fine. I'm excited for DX12 and everything else. I just care about a fun game, though. You know, I want something that I can't put down. You don't have many of those anymore. But I mean, you are going to get to see some where it's just like you just want to walk through and just look at everything. And that was kind of like what the Order was during parts of it for me. I would just like look at a light and like, oh my god, that light looks really good, but this game is boring as hell. You know, so you know, if Fable Legends is it fun? I haven't played it.
It
Okay,
depends
you
on
just
what
answered
type.
it. You
No, it's
just
not that.
answered
The
it.
thing is the problem is with the Fable is that it has the name Fable. Because you think Fable, you're thinking of
The
Fable on the
RPG.
Xbox.
Yeah,
You're
and I
thinking of
hate that they went like that and
yeah,
totally
and
went
that's
away
the
from it.
problem. That is the problem. It's not a Fable game. It's more of like a loot game. It would be more of a game that you would compare to like uh it's 4v1. I mean, the concept is cool and whatnot. I didn't really spend much time on it because it was freaking crazy there. But like I said, it's more of a loot game. Like I would compare it to games like what can I compare it to? Because the thing is, I really haven't really gotten into MOBAs like that. But it's more of that direction. Um, and and the thing is, and that's because I mean I didn't get the full experience or maybe and play and attend it how it's supposed to be played. But I don't think it's not going to be a fun game. But the thing is, I can't go off and like, okay, I played Fable 1, 2, and 3, and say, oh, how's it compared to those? I can't give you an answer. It's like, well, it's not Fable. It should have they threw the Fable name on there obviously to help sell or help reception and help sales and whatnot, but it's nowhere near a Fable game. You know, it looks good. The 4v1 concept. I can tell you now, I would be the villain on a PC and be the player, like the good guys, the heroes or the legends on a console. That's probably the best way to play. I'll give people that, you know. But I don't know. I have to really get. Hopefully, I can get into the. I think they got was it the beta or the alpha running, which I'm still waiting on my code. But like I said, I don't think it's bad. I'm pretty sure it's fun if you're into. But there's like my first, I guess, experience with a game like that, like in that genre. You know what I mean? Like I said, I played Fable 3 and Fable 2 and everything, but I can't compare it to them because they're not the same game at all.
I
This
would
is
have.
something that. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I, I would have rather that me personally, I would have rather that Lionhead Studios had have made Fable Legends just a straight up RPG like the previous ones. Um, if you're an Xbox guy, the reason why you are an Xbox guy, I mean, there's two camps of people, believe it or not. That there's a reason why they love Xbox, and it's either Halo or it's Fable. This has been documented. Me personally, uh, Halo 2, the greatest game ever. That 2004, I don't remember buying Halo 2. I remember buying Fable. Fable was just this legendary RPG that at that time could have only been done on Xbox, and it was just groundbreaking. Fable 2, which came out in 2008 on the Xbox 360, was great, but it was just something missing. And Fable 3, of course, as we all know, that was garbage. And they had a Connect game called Fable the Journey. So that name has been losing a lot of its luster. So Lionhead Studios, they need to bring that franchise back and bring it back in a way that connects with gamers. I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, I hear the technology behind it is beautiful. I mean, Kid Smooth is saying it looks better than Rise. That's saying a lot. But I'm really hoping that Lionhead Studios pulls this off because Fable was really one of those reasons why you buy an Xbox. And the fact that it's going to be free is intriguing. It doesn't scare me, but it's intriguing. I'm wondering what else do I have to buy and how good is the game going to be. So, I'm hoping for that game. I'm hoping that game is a success, and I'm hoping that, like Red Dragon said, is it fun? We haven't heard those words yet. Is it fun? I want to hear those words.
Yeah, I think
Well,
they
you
did
know
say that
what?
you could play the whole game and not have to spend any money, and the way
Yeah,
that they were going to do it is rotate the heroes out like
yeah.
Hmm.
different
And,
weeks. So
and that's the
trying
thing.
out.
Like, you know, I'm sorry. I'll go ahead.
I'll go ahead.
No, I was like, I like the whole rotating heroes and be able to experience kind of really like the full game without pressuring you into buying things. Obviously you're gonna be those who like, you know, I want to win and I want to win now. They're gonna buy, you know, so invest a lot of money into it. But to answer your question, like, what's fun to me may not be what's fun to you. I mean, there's a lot of people that disagree with in terms of games. You know what I mean? Like I love co-op. I like playing with friends, and I like the idea of like that another person control like the environment. Not only do they control the enemies, they control the environment around that. That concept is just is crazy. I didn't get to experience it like that. So what I think of it now versus I may think of it when I get to play some serious time with it and not be bothered by expensive grilled cheese and smelly people, it'll be different, you know. But
You met Major Nelson though, dude.
yeah, Major Nelson, yeah, he's that was fun. A cool guy. I went to and watched their panel. They were it was during the time they were talking. They announced Rock Band 4. I got a poster. It's still in my car. They talked about games that they're playing and the possibility of like DLC, like be automatically downloading, like if you already bought like a season pass or whatever, it just automatically downloads when it releases. But there's some difficulties to working that out because people who are on internet restrictions. But no, Major Nelson, like I said, I mean, we didn't sit down and have like shrimp and lobster or anything like that. I just told him that great job with Xbox this year, and that I enjoy his show, and got my selfie in there. So I said, all I got to do is I told you guys in the video before I went to PAX, I was like, there's 3 things I want to do. I want to see Fable Legends. I want to play a new indie game that I haven't heard of yet, or a new game that I haven't heard of yet that might catch my eye, and I want to get a selfie with Major Nelson. I was okay. And I spent $7 on a grilled cheese with a slice of bacon.
Oh, you got body, man.
Yeah. As far as another thing is the State of Decay. The Xbox One version, like I said, it's not just a port. You know how like they've upgraded a lot of things, man. That game it looks good. Obviously, it's not going to be like groundbreaking or anything. It looks good. They polished the game up real nice, and I can't wait till next month to play it again. We got to play it at PAX. The game looks good, but you know they've been hinting. Obviously, the original State of Decay didn't have any multiplayer elements, but the plan that they got with Microsoft, they're really pushing for something crazy multiplayer. So maybe in the near future we're going to see like a State of Decay 2 that's probably dedicated online and whatnot. But that's what I've the little bit of hints and tidbits that I got when we were speaking with the developer behind the game, because I was asking, please tell me you guys are adding multiplayer this time around or online co-op, and it was like, no, but you know we have this big thing with Microsoft and they're pushing the game, so our future projects, you know, obviously we're gonna focus heavily on online. So look out for that. Probably won't hear anything this year, but probably next year we should know more about that. But as far as what else did I see at PAX? Like I said, there was Elite Dangerous. I got to see Fable Legends. I got to played Ori, and Ori's are already out now. Is doing good. I got play State of Decay. And there's this another game. I got to interview David Reed from Motiga Games, and they're dropping this game called Gigantic. And this is the first time I actually played on the PC and enjoyed it. The thing, I'm naturally not a PC gamer. Like I prefer consoles. This game Gigantic is 5v5. All right, you could put it like this. You know how Titanfall is 5v5 and then you got your Titans and whatnot, which you can either use or you can have them control themselves. Gigantic is a 5v5 game, but each team has their own guardian, and this guardian is like this huge beast monster. Some has like a dragon, some have like a giant like reptile or cat or whatever it is that don't take damage really unless the other guardian hits it. So you guys either have to protect your guardian or get your guardian over to the other guardian, so your guardian can hit the opposing team's guardian, and when your opposing team hit the other team's guardian, that you have like about a 20-second window to get some critical shots at their guardian. Obviously, it's a lot harder to do because their team is obviously trying to protect their guardian, so they're attacking you. But what they did was they got, I want to say about, I don't know how many different heroes, but there's no duplicate characters, there's no duplicate play type. So if somebody on the other teams pick this character, you can't pick that character. Or if somebody on your team picks that character, you can't pick that character. So there'll never be a duplicate type of players. And the thing is, since not everybody's the same, you got this, I play with this character called Roland, who's more of a gunner. I'm a shooter, so I went with my most comfortable thing. So you have shooters, then you have people that's more like stealthy. You have mythical people. You have people with more RPG elements, and you got people that are just hand-to-hand combat. So there's like all these different play styles, and the thing is that amazed me about this game is that it worked. It was balanced, and I'm like, holy crap! Like the person that didn't really have like guns was kicking my ass, and I have a gun. You know, like there's it just. The art style of the game is crazy. It's coming out in this fall with Windows 10 and Xbox One. They're going to have the cross play. Right now, so far, what has been announced is obviously only multiplayer. He didn't let me know if they're going to have like a single player element, but the concept of the game is pretty interesting, but playing the game, it was just really fun. Like I had a blast playing the game, and I think it's going to do very, very well on consoles. And what you're able to do, it's going to do very well. A great way to implement like a game type like that, because everybody's going to have like a character or a play style they're going to be able to adapt to. It's like no one has the advantage unless you master the character that you're using. But that's one game honestly I'm looking forward to. That's been like I just got the email that I'm going to be a part of the alpha. I'm just waiting for them to send it to me. But it was just a really fun game, and that's right now it's high on my radar until E3 comes and I hear about more games obviously. But it's called Gigantic. Go to gogigantic.com to sign up for the alpha if anybody's interested in. I'm going to have like a report on the website about the game on the official WeGameHere.com. I'll have a little write-up on it, just so people can learn more. But it's like I said, depending on what type of gamer you are, what you're interested in. I was playing on a PC. Like obviously, I didn't play it on a console because they didn't have the controllers mapped out yet for me to at least see what it would play like on a console. But it is coming for Windows 10 and Xbox One, and I think people should check the game out. It's gonna be crazy. It's really gonna be crazy, and Microsoft is backing them heavily with that game as well.
Nice. And I'm still waiting for Cuphead. Microsoft, come on, where's that game? Everybody's seen that game, Cuphead. It's an indie game, and it looks like a 1930s Disney cartoon. Cuphead, it's amazing. Where is it? I'm waiting on it. I'm
waiting to play that too.
Yeah.
I think the developer said a while ago like it was, kind of going slow because I think they got a pretty small team.
Oh,
yeah.
But one thing that I was kind of disappointed in with that is I was watching a video on it the other day, and they were saying they acted like, it looks kind of like a side scroller, like you would be walking along, and maybe it is partly, but a lot of it looked like boss battles, and like that's the way they kind of described it as well.
Yeah.
But it looked awesome.
I like the style, and I like the style of the Gigantic too. I watched a stream during GDC where they were streaming that, and I like the art style. I didn't pay too much attention to it, so I don't really understand it completely, but it looked cool.
Yeah, it's like the thing is that they are focusing heavily on boss battles in Cuphead. You're right about that. So my question is obviously, well, I don't know about in the past, I don't know in how long, but we haven't really had games with good boss battles in like forever. Like but that's, I mean, I don't know. I just see what else they're gonna do with it. We're probably just gonna have like a bunch of boss battles, because if boss battles are going to be the focal point on the game. Now, Red Dragon, are you into indies at all? Like, is there an indie that you're just like that you are happy with, or you have like a select few that you enjoy playing, or?
I think the term indie is kind of just so, I don't know what's the word, but it's diluted. Like there's so many different
Yeah.
things that can be indie. It might be a small team. It might just be a pretty big group of people who just didn't go with a publisher. So it's really hard to know. Like, I don't know, would you consider Ori?
Ori,
Ori
yeah.
was published by Microsoft. But
Yeah, Ori. Yeah, Ori is. Yeah, they're still considered indie, and even though Microsoft is publishing the game, but same can be said with Titanfall because that's actually an independent studio. It just had a freaking big budget because obviously with Microsoft and EA behind them, helped them out. But Ori, like I said, is something different. I think Ori's good enough. Hold on one moment.
I liked Ori. I mean, I've got it. I just didn't. Usually my time is pretty limited, so I do try to normally stick with like the bigger games. Those are the ones that I usually play, and those are the ones that I usually can't put down. A lot of the smaller games, you know, it's not saying that they're not fun, but it's just I can't invest the time that I do into some of the bigger titles that I get tons of replay out of.
Of course, of course, of course, of course. I'm also disappointed that something I was looking forward to this spring was I'm really into racing games, and every once in a while a good racing sim and Project Cars, which was already out on the PC, but it was supposed to be coming out for the Xbox One and the PS4 this spring. I think that got delayed. I was really.
About to say, isn't it on the Xbox store for pre-order?
Is it?
Yeah, like you might not notice it because there's no car on the cover art. It's a weird looking cover art, but it's available on the Xbox store for pre-order, I believe.
I just watched the Xbox video of them playing it. It looks pretty good, but I'm not into Sims as far as.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, no. Talk about something to put you to sleep.
I mean,
But
oh, sorry, guys.
no, what I wanted to say about Ori was that like that game, like they put a lot into that game, and a lot of the so I don't want to, okay, maybe we don't call like, let's say like the smaller studios, um they do some great things with these games. Like the soundtrack to Ori is crazy. The story mode, even though they don't speak a lick of English, is more subtitles and whatnot. It's The whole play style of the game is just like it's incredible. So like I would be surprised if Ori gets beat out by another indie for like indie game of the year. And I think they did a lot of things with Ori that's better than some of these bigger budget titles that we get. And that's actually been a trend with some of the games that I've played that were by a smaller team that just did a phenomenal job. What they're working with the budget that they have, or however big, and with the team that they have. Another game that I played, a smaller title that I actually bought. I don't know if you guys heard of it. It didn't really get that much buzz. It kind of had like a silent release. Was the game Numa Breath of Life?
Oh
Um,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, that game they're using the Unreal Engine 4. Honestly, actually, this is the first game that we got to use the Unreal Engine 4. And it's a small title. Like I said, you could beat it in like honestly 45 minutes to an hour if you wanted to. And that people look at that as like kind of really a tech demo of Unreal Engine 4. But like I said, it looks good. It was, I don't know if I ever played a first person puzzler, but that's what it was, and it was okay. It wasn't bad. But it wasn't, obviously there's no need, there's no like second playthrough because you get all the achievements through one playthrough. But if anybody wants some extra easy achievement points and want to solve puzzles, try out Numa Breath of Life. It's on the Xbox store for I think like $15, I believe.
Nice,
But
nice.
so we're almost, no, we're at that time. We played this game called Quiz with the Kid, and we always hear Red Dragon in his videos. Every time he buys a new game or buys a new console or something like that, he got it on some sort of crazy deal that he couldn't pass up on. So I'm going to give him an opportunity to get a deal that he can't pass up on, and he can do it by playing Quiz with the Kid. Are you ready to hear what Quiz with the Kid is about, Red Dragon?
I guess.
All right, so what you do is I'm going to ask you 5 questions, and you have five, and they're gaming related questions. You have 5 seconds to answer these questions. If you get 3 out of the 5 correct, you will win an Xbox gift card or a PlayStation gift card, whichever one of your choice. You would just have to let me know which one you would want. But you have to get at least 3 out of the 5 questions correct, and I will tell you all the answers once you complete. So once you answer the questions, I won't tell you if it's right or wrong. We're just going to go to the next question.
All right.
Okay.
I'm just going to let you know up front that I'm terrible at this stuff. I can't even remember what I did yesterday, so just keep that in mind.
Okay. Well, we get criticized for having too easy too easy questions until I had Anchorman play, and I thought he would do great, but he didn't do so hot. So all right, so are we ready? E-Rock, you ready?
Ready.
All right. All right, so quiz with the kids. So question number 1 for Red Dragon. What was the original name for Halo ODST?
Oh, God. I didn't know it had a different name other than ODST.
Question 2. What was the first game on Xbox 360 to allow cross-platform play between console and PC?
Oh, God. I didn't play it.
Okay. Question number 3. What's Augustus Cole's nickname in Gears of War?
I hate you right now.
Ah!
Oh my God.
Okay.
It's
All right.
Cole,
So
I mean, it was Cole, wasn't it?
he had a nickname, but let's go to question number 4. Microsoft released 3 consoles in 14 years. 2 of the consoles shared the same release date of November 22nd. Name the 2 consoles.
Well, I'm sorry. What was that again?
Microsoft released 3 consoles in 14 years. 2 of the consoles shared the same release date of November 22nd. Name the 2 consoles that obviously released on November 22nd, different years, but November 22nd.
I'll go 360 and Xbox.
And
I don't remember when the Xbox One released. I'm telling you, my memory is like horrible. My family's worried about me.
and the final question, at least you could get like some redemption points on this one, maybe.
You've already messed me up. Set me up for failure.
Perfect Dark Zero was a sequel to N64 version. Was Perfect Dark Zero a sequel or a prequel to the Nintendo 64 version?
A sequel.
Okay. So that was Quiz with the Kid, and now we're gonna go over. I'm gonna tell you guys the questions, and I'm gonna follow it up with the answers. So, first question was, what was the original name for Halo ODST? The original name was actually Halo Recon when it was first announced. And the second question was, what was the first game on Xbox 360 to allow cross-platform play between console and PC? That game was Shadowrun. And the question 3 was, what was Augustus Cole's nickname in Gears of War? His nickname was Cole Train.
Cole Train.
And question 4 was, Microsoft released 3 consoles in 14 years. 2 of the consoles shared the same release date of November 22nd. That was the Xbox 360 and the Xbox One. And then the last question was Perfect Dark Zero a sequel or prequel to the N64 version? It was a prequel. And that was Quiz with the Kids. So we're E-Rock, we're what? 1 in like 4, right? No, we're 2 and 4.
We're 2 and 4. Yeah,
we lost to Abby Heppy, and we lost to the Girls Can Game 2 from the Girls Can Game 2 podcast.
But we defeated the Anchorman and we defeated the Red Dragon. So
yeah, and we also we beat actually 2 other people too. We beat no, because Darian won, so never mind. We're like 3 and 4. We're almost at 500. But yeah, thank you, Anchorman, for why I called you Anchorman. See, because he lost so badly. All right, so thank you, Red Dragon, for participating. But that's not the only way you can win or get things on a good deal, because I am hosting a contest that's open to anyone with a gaming platform that can take a screenshot. So please visit the official WeGameHere.com and click on the contest tab on the homepage, and we got this contest called "Hit Us with Your Best Shot," like the song. Hit me with your best shot. All right, maybe you don't get it. All right, but it's called "Hit Us with Your Best Shot," and what we're asking for players to do is pick a game, take a screenshot, upload it, tell us why you should win. But you must register with the WeGameHere.com. There's no additional cost for that. You just register so you can have like a login to allow you like to comment and stuff, and then upload your picture to the contest. And the one with the best screenshot this month will win Borderlands Handsome Edition. I will be hosting. I will be hosting this contest for April and May as well. So March we're doing Borderlands, and then for those who still want to participate, just re-upload new images. Because next month I'm giving away Mortal Kombat, and then in May giving away The Witcher 3. So trying to save some people some $60. So visit the official WeGameHere.com. Yeah, it's open to anyone. There's no, just read the rules. It's pretty simple. It's no cost. Upload an image. I want to see your good shots, So, and I'll be announcing the winner for March. I'll announce the winner probably on March 22nd or March 23rd. And then I think Mortal Kombat is kind of a shorter window since that game comes out in the middle of like the second week of April, and then obviously The Witcher comes out at I believe the end of May, so it gives a little bit more time for people to get some images in there. But yeah, so not everyone's a loser. There's always a winner, a winner somewhere, and I just smacked the living life out of my microphone by accident. But I just want to thank everyone for watching today's podcast, Let's Talk Games. This was the 24th episode. Nice. And I also want to thank the Red Dragon for joining us. It's great having to you. You're a good conversation. And I enjoy your channel, honestly. If I stop doing YouTube videos, I'll still be happy because as long as you're still doing YouTube videos. So I just want to thank you for joining here. You really mean a lot to the gaming community. Honestly, I find you more reliable than some of my favorite sites from back in the day. I mean, I used to be a big fan of like IGN and whatnot. But yeah, I just want to just say thank you once again for joining.
Well, I appreciate it. I'm glad I could stop in. We finally got it worked out as far as the time slots go to get in, and it's nice meeting you, Iraq, and hopefully we can do it again sometime.
Yes, indeed.
Oh yeah, yeah. Anytime. Anytime. I'll hit you up maybe on Twitter and see if you're open. Definitely would love to have you again. Iraq, you got anything to say before we close this out?
I just want to say once again, thanks to the Red Dragon for joining us, and thanks to you listeners for making this podcast happen. I want to give a shout out once again to Extreme Xbox Gamers on Facebook and YouTube. Check those guys out. And also I want to let you guys know about a new podcast out there called Talk Brunch, your weekly destination for the latest MMA and wrestling news. Check those guys out as well, and thank you for checking us out.
Okay, so and if for those who just tuning in today's podcast, obviously we're closing out. So if you want to watch this from the beginning, just hit put your cursor over the little timer bar and push it all the way back, or you can go to the official WeGameHere.com/kidsmove and or the homepage on the official WeGame.com. I should be in the podcast section. You'll see Let's Talk Games, and you can watch it there. But like I said, upload your photos to WeGame here for the screenshot contest. I'm trying to give away some free games. You got another week or so to do it, and hopefully, we have a good turnout. But thank everybody for watching. It's been great. As I always say, Xbox is the best box, and I am the best bot. Good night or good morning if you're on the other side of the globe. And we're out.